Hey y'all, welcome back to Movement Link. So today I'm going to talk about a sandbag exercise that I just absolutely love. I've done a ton of CrossFit and barbell and Olympic lifting things in my life, and there's just a new exercise that's not new. I've done it before, but there's an exercise that I haven't done a lot of, and really looking back on it, there's just no replacement for this. It's just so good. It's just the bear hug squat with a sandbag. It is just so good. I'm loving this exercise. It works your core, works your low back, really, really good. It's a really challenging position. So we're just gonna talk about how to get into it mainly because the squat is a squat. You're just holding on. We don't do anything different in squats. It doesn't matter if we're overhead squatting, back squatting, front squatting, belly button drawn in, everything nice and tight here. The squat's the squat. So mainly it's just how do we get into this. So what I like to do, there's a couple ways. I'll use the second way I'll show later on when I'm really tired, but this is the main way I'm going to do it. So I'm just going to straddle the bag. I'm just going to take kind of a shouldering technique. I'm just going to grab half the bag and then just kind of pick it up into this position. So with my ankles kind of right in line with the middle of the bag to get the best leverage I can get, I'm going to bend over, wiggle my hands around to get half. Once I kind of have a grip, I'm grabbing my wrist underneath. That way I've got something to grab onto. Ideally, when I've got the bag up here, I'm going to be grabbing onto my wrists, or even if I can get my elbows, that's a really good one. But I want to really make sure that I'm grabbing on to myself to pull that bag in. It's just the grip is so much better that way. So as I'm here, I'm grabbing on to myself. I'm getting as much into like a squatty position as I can. My feet are flat, belly button's drawn in, and I'm just going to bring it up here, and then I can readjust. If the bag folds over, it's completely fine. And then I'm just going to hold it here as we squat. So bear hug squats, super, super good. Challenging, you got to stay really upright. You'll feel how hard you got to work on this one. So good. Sometimes when I'm really, really tired, and I don't feel like I'm doing a great job setting up, what I'll do is just kind of use more of a Atlas stone type technique or a big old sandbag with no handles technique. What I'm going to do there is stand, perpendicular to it. And really I'm just going to get that bag into my hip crease by like jumping it up and just pulling it in. Once I've got the bag here, I can sit here for a while. This is using a lot of legs, but it's usually no upper body at all. So I have time here. From here, I can go right arm in or left arm in. I'll go right arm just because it's facing the camera here. But I'm gonna go in, and now for me, it's actually a lot easier to grab my elbows in this position, which I really like to do. And then belly button drawn in, stand up with it, and now I'm in that same position there. So that's a technique. If it's ever really heavy, or you're just really tired, or you're having a hard time getting it into a position that you like up here, you can always bring it into that hip crease, stop off, you've got time, get the exact grip you want, stand up out of it. The main thing that I see happen to people is when they get into this position, I start seeing them really round and then do like a Jefferson curl on the way up, and that's something we want to avoid. So make sure you take that extra step of get it. Maybe I lost position a little bit getting here, but before I stand up with it, belly button drawn in, get that back in a good position. So now I'm standing up nice and tall. Benefit there, it's also the same technique we would use to pick up rocks, Atlas stones, big old sandbags without handles. So it's something we use a lot also. You got your choice, but bear hug squats, they're great. Add them in. Talk to y'all soon.